Well, good morning. Welcome back to what is definitely the final YouTube creator news for 2025, in the sense that YouTube have said that this week's Creator Insider was the last news for 2025. They're not dropping one next week, I guess the week after. So we're wrapping things up with the news. Doesn't mean we're not going to be here next week doing other things. But yeah, I hope everyone's had a great week. And it was a bumper crop of news. I thought it was going to be quiet. Like, they didn't drop the news on Tuesday. I thought it was a bit quiet. I thought it was going to be a quiet show. But boy, did they drop a lot of stuff. So we're going to go through that today. And of course, we always leave it open for Q&A. So if you have a question at any point during the show, just drop it in the chat with a Q in front of it so that I know that it's a question for me. And in terms of festivities, as in the festive season, today's music is not brought to you by Creator Mix. So I need to remove the Creator Mix logo. It's actually brought to you by Streambeats, because Streambeats has a Christmas album or Christmas set of music. It goes for a few hours. So let's I don't know the style. I guess it's got to be like non-copyright, so it can't be the usual tunes. So Streambeats Christmas is what we're doing today. So Creator Mix, we need a Christmas section. Christmas. So there's that. Find a spot there. But let's jump into the chat, see who's here with us today, and make sure everybody is fine and dandy. Let's start with clicking the things. Kevin Hawthorne first, as just before we went live. Good morning from Lakeland, Florida. We've got Paul Dixon, of course, here, dropping the Santa emoji. Merry Christmas. Chantel is here. Hi, everyone. Chantel won't be staying long. She's still recovering, getting tired quickly, I can imagine. And Monique is here as well. Hello, saying hello, peeps, from Poland. Let me do some more clicking here. Amazing Rock Destinations is here as well. Welcome. Ollie Smith is here saying hello to all the beautiful people. Plausible Tech is in the house. Merry Christmas, everyone. Till next time. That's right. Dang is here as well. Creative Classroom. David says all natural gym, of course. Guess you wonder what dang means. And that's everybody for now. People still rocking in. We've just been live for a matter of how long we've been live? 4 minutes. 4 minutes. I tell you what, I've had a long day, busy day. I've driven a few hundred kilometers. So I've, you get that little bit of tiredness from driving all day. But I didn't drive all day. I just drove for a few hours. So yes, let's get into it. I think what we're going to do, we're just going to jump in and get started. I had a let me just share behind the scenes. There's sometimes you think it's simple putting some of these shows together, but like I'm trying to find efficiencies for like putting the slides together for the show every week. And I was struggling to get it done today because I thought I didn't have a lot of time to do it my standard way. I have shaved off some time, but it's still some manual processes in it. I've been dabbling with some AI to try and get it done, but it's just not cutting the mustard, as they say. So I had to quickly shuffle and put these slides together. So we're going to jump in. We're going to jump in and check out the news for the week. We're going to base it primarily on this week's Creator Insider. This week in YouTube, there's a lot more announcements, a lot more updates, experiments, and launches. So we're going to hit all of them in different degrees. We have information on all of them and a few other things that popped up in social media this week, as we always do. All right. I'm looking for my button that gets this thing started and I can't find it. Oh, here we go. All right. This week at YouTube, let's first of all get rid of that barcode. There we go. We're all good now. So this week at YouTube, that's a long list of things to have in one episode of Creator Insider. But yeah, we've got that this week. A couple of things carried over from that we may have talked about last week, but wasn't on Creator Insider last week. It was just other things that came out, like voice replies, the rollout of YouTube Create app. So we're going to quickly move through those as quickly as possible as we do it. So we've got voice replies this week. Multi-language settings. This is interesting. This is going to affect auto multi-languages from auto dubbing and captions and different things. YouTube Create app, we know that rolled out to iOS last week in certain markets, so the rollout continues. Super chat goals on vertical live streams, we're going to talk about that. Channel guidelines, my goodness, they're finally rolling them out to everyone. I've been talking about this one. I've been harassing YouTube about this one for a while. Image posting the Shorts feed, an experiment. We're going to talk about that. I just got to close an app in the background there. Nano Banana coming to YouTube posts. Talk about that. AI suggested clips and AI comment summaries, which we've heard about comment summaries in different formats before. So, so there's a greater launch on that. We're going to talk about. Chandel says, OMG, what I thought guidelines would stay in beta. Yeah, it was like beta experiment. It had that label on it for literally, like, I had access to it I've had it for at least 3 or 4 years. That's how long it's been in beta. And sort of only some people have it. It's an experiment. It's not really out for everybody. I'm telling you. Let's also say good day to Brent as well. Welcome to the show. The Creator Classroom saying a loving voice reply. I replied, whoops, to Nick via voice reply on that short. Nice. And Andrew's in the house as well. Andrew Cannon is here. Did someone say channel guidelines? I saw Andrew dropped a comment on one of my shorts in the last 24 hours. I haven't had a chance. I've been out all day, so I haven't had a chance to respond to anything. But indeed. All right. Oh, hang on. I don't press the button. I've got to click. Here we go. Let's talk. We had only a couple of people sort of did the whole summary thing. I didn't put mine up here because, I do it every week. Neil Mohan, the CEO of YouTube, sort of touched on a few things. He liked to, in particular touched on the rolling out of the YouTube Create app to more countries and on iOS and Android, and also the image post in the short feed. We're going to talk about all those. Matt Navarro liked to touch on voice replies, which we talked about last week. Super chat goals, AI creation tools. They're the three things. Yes, they're the three things on his mind this week. Most other posts this week were just focusing on the individual. Okay, now I've got to stop that music, don't I? Hit the next scene. The next scene is the end of show scene. Oh my goodness. I meant to go to the next scene. There we go. Premature ending of the show. All right, voice replies expansion. I'm not going to touch on this too much because we talked about this a fair bit last week. Just as a recap, this ability to reply to shorts with audio, it's rolling out to millions of creators, accessible via the YouTube app or the Studio mobile app by tapping the sound wave icon in the reply field. It'll be just to the right of where you type your replies. You can reply can be up to 30 seconds long. Creators can listen to and re-record their message before posting. Interaction voice replies appear as comments in the thread, and only the creator can leave it on their own channel. So as this is definitely a creator only feature. So we're not getting voice messages back and forth in comments between users and creators, because that would get unwieldy for creators. So yeah, let me know. I know Jennifer, Creator Classroom, has been dabbling with that. I've done a couple of those this week as well, just to test it out. Somebody left a really short comment. It was very vague on a particular video, And I dropped a voice message saying, well, what do you mean? Can you expand on what you're trying to say? Because I dropped a one-word response, which is very ambiguous. It could have meant anything. So it's like, what do you mean? Let me know. I'm happy to reply. If you reply back, I'll reply with a voice message. Hasn't replied back yet. All right, let's move on. Multilingual and audio dubbing settings is what's new. There's a centralized setting, which I discovered about a week or so back, and I've sort of put it in the queue to make a video about it, but they've officially announced it. Now, this is going to be powerful for all the people who watch videos but understand multiple languages. So say they might be Spanish, but they also understand English, or they speak Hindi, but they also understand English. So instead of getting their videos auto-dubbed all into Hindi or Spanish, they will get, like, if they mark it that they understand English and Spanish, or English and Hindi, or whatever the combination is, they will get the videos in the native languages if they're available in those languages, instead of getting the auto-dub to their one single language that they put down as their preferred language. So now you can mark multiple preferred languages and have that content actually appear correctly for you the way you want it. So say you don't want the English-speaking content translated to Spanish, but you're happy to listen to and want to listen to the original creator in English, then you can mark that in the settings, and all of a sudden all those auto dubs that are done badly into Spanish, or maybe they're good, just depends on if it's been done by auto dubbing or done by the creator uploading a specific Spanish audio track, or whatever it is that they're done. They're going to be able to have that extra control where they're not getting frustrated by getting suggested videos that are all in their native language, but the audio, they don't enjoy the audio dubs. They want to hear it in the native language. So this is really, really good. There's a preference logic here. If the video's original audio matches the viewer's preferred language, it will not be translated or auto-dubbed. Viewers can update their language preferences in their account settings on the web or on the YouTube app. Now this is good. I'm gonna be doing I'm gonna do a tutorial on how to do it on desktop and on mobile when I get a chance, because this is what people have been complaining about this, and YouTube have come out with a solution. I think there's a pretty good solution from the come out to say, hey, these are the languages that I prefer. I understand them, so don't auto dub these. Just give me the native content if it's available in that native language. I think that's pretty cool. I'm actually pretty stoked about that one. So YouTube are listening. They just didn't say, give us time, we're going to make something. They just go ahead, get it done, roll it out. Now we've got to get the viewers to understand. They just got to let the viewers know. They're letting the creators know here in Creator Insider this week, but now they need to give the viewers the information so they can make the right settings, so they don't have to complain about getting stuff auto-dubbed into their number one language. I think it's pretty cool. All right, I'm going to jump into the comments before we continue. Creator Clash says, can someone update me on channel guidelines? Is this when someone starts to comment and the channel guidelines are in our preferences will pop up for them? Yeah, that's exactly it. We give you like the rules of the road for the comment section, whether it's a live stream or just the comments on the video. We're going to dive into that. It's one of the news items coming up. Philip Murphy's in the house. Welcome. Lately, YouTube keeps saying that you're not subscribed to channels when you are. Yeah, I think there's been some bugginess going on, particularly I know the last 24 hours, YouTube was down for quite a while, about 24 hours ago, or give or take. So there's been some issues there. I wonder if some of that subscribe, not subscribe to weird channel thing. I have seen a couple of people mention on Reddit and stuff. So I don't really know the details, but yeah, I think that might be, it could be related. I think it's a glitch or a bug. For voice replies, my wish is for us to be able to reply on desktop in the future. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. We can like rock in our microphones and away we go. we can do a reply session from desktop. I reckon that'd be pretty nifty. All right. we'll touch on this one real quick because we talked about it last week. The YouTube Create app, which is the editing tool, editing app specifically for YouTube. YouTube's version, like Reels has edits. YouTube has this. TikTok has CapCut, I guess you could say, really loosely. So they're rolling this out. Now it's on iPhone. The same countries that have it in Android now have it in iPhone. I believe it's going to be rolling out to more countries soon. I believe, I don't know if the United States already had it on Android, but I did see some mention that it's now in the United States in a post, which is here. Here's the post I saw. YouTube Create has officially launched in the US. It is the free mobile editing app made by YouTube. Think of it like CapCut, but for everything, but everything is free. There's no paid tools. There's no paid option. It's 100% free. That's pretty important thing to mention, actually. This is going to see major improvements with each update as they do. That's all I can say for now. This is like some behind the scenes information. And there's my post about it from the past week or so. So yeah, YouTube Create app. Make sure you check it out. If you have it available in your country, of course, check your store. There is a support link. If you Google YouTube Create app, it'll take you to the support link, and there should be the list of the current countries. It keeps changing, keeps updating, keeps rolling out to more countries. Okay, now they're also rolling out. I know they've been testing it. There was talk about an experiment, so this is now a bit of a launch. Super chat goals for vertical live streams. We've had it here on horizontal live streams for a little while, but now they're rolling them out so the vertical live streamers can use them as well. The viewers will see a progress bar, time remaining, a description. It'll work pretty much the same way. A celebration at the end when they hit the goal. Fun on-screen animation plays for everyone once the financial target is reached, which is interesting because we don't have that little sort of animation on screen for these horizontal live streams, but they do apply them in the vertical live stream, which is interesting. I think that's very interesting. The channel guidelines expansion, which we want to talk about. It was, there's already some interest in this one. Channel guidelines are expanding to appear on community posts and live chats. Primarily, it was when you commented on people's videos that this would sometimes pop up, but it's going to be popping up in community posts when people go to comment, because you can comment on community posts, you can comment on live chats, and comment on videos and shorts. Creators can define up to 3 specific guidelines. For example, be respectful or no self-promotion in studio under settings community. So you can set this up on desktop. I don't know if you can do it on mobile, but I know you can do it on desktop. Desktop, it's under, you go into your settings and go to the community, and it's one of the 3 tabs on the community section. It's the last tab. It says guidelines. You can go in there and update all that good stuff. Viewers, when viewers are on your channel for the first time and want to comment, they'll have to acknowledge the guidelines before they can post. So it's like they're agreeing to follow the guidelines before they comment. Guidelines also appear at the top of the comment sections on mobile. That's interesting because I don't know if I've seen them specifically. I'm just going to have a quick look. In Studio, I don't think it's on Studio Mobile for that setting yet, but I'm just going to quickly look. I think it's just Studio Desktop right now. Settings, let's have a quick look. Actually, there's community content controls. No. No. Now you have to set those up on desktop right now in terms of the guidelines if you haven't already done that. So right now, just Studio on desktop. All right. I'm gonna let's hit the chat. They posted something like this morning, my time, sort of been like late yesterday, to say it was resolved, but I don't recall if that tweet went into any sort of detail in terms of the outage. So yeah, I don't know the answer to that. What's this? Have you seen brand channels can now hide videos? I can. Really? All right. I'm checking this out. Okay, my main channel, which I'm streaming on right now, is a brand channel. I'm checking this out really. I need to find a new video from somebody who's under 500,000. That's what I need to do. And it can't be... Linus Tech Tips isn't going to cut it. I need to go... I'll get my sub feed. That'll be easier. No, don't show me people. Let's look at our good friend live streaming of John Lacey's video. I'm just going to tap on it real quick. I don't know if this audio's up, so I need to turn it. Because he's probably going to... Does he fit into that? Oh, he needs to be like at least 500, doesn't he? Show me his sub count so I can't tell. Why am I in his description? This layout's all changed on me. This mobile layout's different.
Hello and welcome to Learn Live Streaming Live. My name's John Lacey. Today on the show, I'm
not sure if John has 500 yet. Let me find somebody. Maybe does Doc? How many subs does Doc have?
There's still time to save 10% on Whoop memberships. Give the gift that modern...
I just realized that was coming through because I could hear it in my ears. Ads. All right. Yeah, this isn't showing me people's sub counts. No hype on that one. Who do I know has hype? That's the better play. Who do I know I can hype from my other channel? Oh, I want to see this. And if I see it, I'll show it. Where's that live stream? Because you can hype live stream replays. It's pretty much the main thing that I've hyped. Where are you? I don't want to have to scroll. Oh, here we go. Oh, I know. I'm not... Okay, that one should definitely be hypeable. Because they're in the zone, I know. No, I don't have it. Maybe I'm waiting on an update on that. Maybe it's still rolling out. Maybe that's why we haven't heard about it. All right, where are we up to? Oh, I've just got sidetracked by that one comment, didn't I? Yeah, YouTube. The YouTube creator's been on Android for a while in particular. I did a tutorial on it on my mobile channel on the Android version when it came out here in Australia a year or two back. Livestream Consultants is here. Welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. Let me not miss this question. This year, YouTube has introduced a plethora of new features. Do you think the dev team's use of AI is the reason we're seeing a cascade? I don't know. I don't know how much of the background is to do with AI. Maybe with some maybe to sort of streamline the coding or to help with the coding, but they still hire literal coders to code website stuff. And AI can sort of be an assistant on that and maybe test things and workarounds, but just having worked on some basic like browser extensions and stuff, AI is a little tricky to get it right like the first time. You need to walk it through. Maybe the AI can sort of get the conceptual things down and they can go through and tidy it up. They obviously got specific people who can code in the specific coding languages that they use to build their website. And a lot of that would be Google based. So, they have a bit of an advantage there where they have access to some, pretty whiz bang Google coders. So whether AI helps speed that up is very possible. I think you could be right in a certain extent that that's the case. A lot of their older AI stuff has been like manually sort of programmed and manually, like all AI is programmed. It's all programmed anyway. It's just more sophisticated and it has more ability to learn from mistakes and sort of iterate. But it doesn't get better until they like program it to get better, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I think it's very possible. Effield Road, loud and loftily. Hello, everyone. Have a happy Christmas. I can't speak. Philip says happy Christmas as well. Dave Matney's in the house. Good morning. Oh, this is a deep question. Your YouTube goals for 2026. My number one YouTube goal for 2026 is, and I'll probably set it at the beginning of last year, is consistency. I'm being very consistent in live streaming, but my other content, probably by about February, we're looking at, I'm going to have my studio sorted again. So it's going to give me more ability to spend time in the studio doing stuff that sort of like the admin, a little bit more of the admin, a little bit more of the editing, which I'm trying to work around. I'm like editing a bit on my laptop. Like my whiz-bang editing is here in the studio on this computer that I live stream on. This is the best one to do editing on. But I've been doing like a bit here, a bit on my laptop. Sometimes on my Mac I use at work. If I've got a bit of downtime, I might have it rendering stuff in the background just to save some time. But my goal is to get more consistent on the long form uploads. Please and thank you. Yeah, I think the most of the time it was down. I was asleep myself. I was, you know, it's my overnight when that was down. But it was like it was like daytime in the US. Yeah, no, that's cool. They could be like, you know when they roll out anything, it's like some people get before other people, just because they're getting it rolled out. Pick me. I have a new video. I missed that when I was going through before. But yeah, I'll double check. I'll scroll back to the. Should be near the top of my feed, or I could just go to. It's probably a bit easier way to do it actually. Is just go to the channel, because then you know. Where is it? It's under T. I was looking under C, not T. Let me have a quick look. Yes, to be sure. Just letting it load. Ads. Okay. Yeah, I don't have it yet. Maybe I need to do an app update for that. So yeah, no, I don't have it yet. I don't have it. I'd be real keen to have it. And if they could fix it up for the gifted memberships too, that'd be wonderful. Please and thank you, YouTube. Excellent. Listening, working on new things for my channel. That's awesome. Off to bed here in Australia. Yes, getting it. You know, it's, where I am, it's just come up to 11 o'clock. If it's down south, it's a little bit later. Yeah, all the best for Christmas. Happy New Year if I don't catch up on YouTube before then. To all, thanks for a great year of entertaining, informative live streams. Doug, not a problem. Have a good one. Probably be here next week, but we'll probably just be shooting the breeze and doing some Q&A for those who are available. If there are any news stories, then we'll touch on them. We'll talk about them briefly. But I'm not expecting too much, certainly not from Creator Insider, because they said they're done for the year. Thanks for the amazing mod squad led by Chantel. Yes. Hope it's coming to everyone soon. Yes, please and thank you. When do we test and compare? I know it's best to test and compare one thing at a time, titles or thumbnails, and not both. Although you could. Which is the best? Because you can do a thumbnail, a unique thumbnail and title, like in groups, 3 different groups. So 3 different thumbnails, 3 different titles. So you got to pair them up. You know, this title with this thumbnail 3 times. You can do it that way. I tend to think that if you've been testing thumbnails for a while, then you've probably got a better idea that which thumbnail is going to maybe resonate better. So maybe the good focus is to maybe trying to test titles for a bit, because we've had the thumbnail tester for a little while, and hopefully along the way we've learned some stuff from that. Maybe not. Maybe we're still testing. Maybe we haven't had enough data to conclusive results, all the above. But I would say, now when I first did my first title test, I think I had the same thumbnail and just changed title, and there was huge differences. And I got a conclusive result in my first test, which I was sort of shocked and surprised about, because a lot of mine with the thumbnails only have been inconclusive, not enough data, all that sort of stuff. So they go to the first one, which is the default one. Yeah. No, I think you're right, though. I know you can, but we don't have the idea of what actually makes a difference. Absolutely. I think probably if you're going to do testing, go into it with a clear understanding of what you want to test this time around. I know often we try and test like on upload, and that's because that might be when we get most of our views, so we want to get the data. But maybe a way to go about that is if you sort of know have an idea of what works now, thumbnail wise, start testing the titles in the beginning, and then later on, if that video sort of picks up and becomes like one of your regular turning over, regular views consistently, regular impressions consistently, maybe at that point down the road throw a test on those types of videos where they're actually getting a response way down the road, 3 months later, 6 months later, the ones that still continue to draw responses. Do some testing there. The worst case scenario, you can just revert back to what it was before. So yeah, interesting. There's so many different ways to look at it, like, so many different ways to cut it up and dissect it. So yeah, I've always edited on my phone, but I think my eyesight is suffering from it. Yeah, I've always had trouble like I do some short videos, like shorts, for example, on something like the YouTube Create app on occasion, but I do try to do most of it on the bigger screens, like, because I really like editing in Final Cut. That's just me. My views are up now that I've stopped A/B testing. Are the two related? I'm not sure. Yeah, no, that's a fair point. I should, and that's another thing to test. Is it, do I like go with my instinct, from uploading hundreds of videos as to what maybe thumbnail works, what title might be the best way to go, and then I can still change those up later. I can just do the upload later on down the road. I can do the change to maybe test a different title, or test a different thumbnail, or test a different combination altogether, but do it sort of later down the track rather than at the immediate upload. So yeah, something, because you can do the manual test where you change it to one thing and to see what the difference is over a period of time. You can do that. You don't have to use their testing feature. You can look at what you want. You can look at your CTR. You can look at your watch time. You can look at whatever you want. If you do your own manual test, you can look at the stats that you prefer. You can look at impressions, which I guess is what CTR is like. Okay, I'm getting this many impressions. Are impressions going up, or is impressions the same, but are clicks going up or clicks going down? Different things like that. You can just look at that. Look at the stats manually, which is how you used to have to do it if you wanted to sort of get a gauge of how everything's performing. SMS Guys here about Tone Community Guidelines. Yes, it's been a while. I just set run video with the title, then tested with my face and without my face with varying words on the thumbnail. Yeah, do the tests that you think that you need to do. Sometimes we really get sort of confuddled that there's a feature that we must use it. It's like any feature on YouTube. It's there. Doesn't mean you need to use it, but maybe you should understand it and might be useful as you go down the road. That might apply to auto dubbing, or it might apply to whether you do captions or not, or it might apply to whether you upload at 1080p or 4K, or whether you upload a thumbnail or just let it pick a frame. Massive advice is always upload a thumbnail, but maybe you want to let it pick a frame. Go with the frame that it picks. Yeah. I stopped testing comparing for a while, and I think I'm for sure going to be doing it again. Yeah, you can do it like in batches or in seasons. Especially after I get some insight tuber school. Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's continue because we got more of the news. Let's get back to the news. Image post. Now, this is an experiment, so don't be too concerned. This might seem a little bit odd. Image posts in Shorts feed. So when you ever upload an image post, it traditionally appears in the posts. In the post feed, you might see it like in the subscription feed, or it'll show up in the post carousel on the home feed, different places. But what they're doing is they're testing the ability to post if you do like an image carousel, because you can put up to 10 images on an image post, and then you can swipe through them, a la Instagram. So you might see where they're going with this based on that. So image post carousel directly with the Shorts feed to boost visibility, so people can be scrolling through, and all of a sudden, instead of there being a short, there's an image post, and then people can swipe left and right through the carousel. You've seen stuff like that on probably Reels and TikTok. I know I've seen it on TikTok. Sometimes I'll get a TikTok, there's music playing, and I'm going, well, why is this video not playing? Oh, hang on, it's a carousel. And sometimes I'll just swipe away because I'm not here to look at image posts. But anyway, and as we know, creators can include up to 10 images per post. That was a recent upgrade from 5. So, they're planning ahead. The team, for future development, the team is currently exploring adding music integration to these image posts. So this is really, really trying to copy TikTok and how they do their image carousels. As soon as an image carousel loads on TikTok, there's music playing in the background. So this could be really interesting. So this is an experiment. I don't know if you're going to see it everywhere. I don't know if everybody's going to see it, or whether everybody's image posts are eligible. We shall find out in due course, but you may see them pop up because it's an experiment. It's just going to be here and there. So here's some information posted by a couple of the reporters this week. We've got Peggy, we've got Matt here on this one. So all image posts created through the create button, which is a little plus icon on the bottom of the YouTube app, may be shown in the Shorts feed during this test. Okay, that's pretty much information. Now, Matt talked about the reference to Instagram, TikTok here. YouTube experiments with Instagram-style carousels in the Shorts feed. YouTube is testing still image carousels inside the Shorts feed. Creators can add up to 10 images per post, which we know. The feature mirrors Instagram and TikTok scrolling image formats. So yeah, YouTube is competing, and they want to they're doing it, so let us do it and see what's going on. YouTube's also testing the ability to add music to these image carousel posts. So that could be coming as a part of that experiment in the future. It's not happening yet. Next, Nano Banana in YouTube directly in the posts. When you're making said image posts, you can use Nano Banana Pro, which is Google's generative image model integrating into YouTube post creation. It allows creators using English text prompts. So this is you can upload an image or create an image by using a text prompt, change backgrounds, remove objects, time travel, change the era or aesthetic, swap outfits or styles. So you can use it in various different ways. All images edited with this tool automatically display a made with AI disclosure. Now, this is rolling out for testing with 18 and older creators in the USA, Canada, New Zealand, and India. So Australia misses out. Other countries miss out. Initially, UK misses out, Europe. But hey, Canada, US, New Zealand, and India will be able to start messing around with this. And as we know with some of these tools, they will roll out in the next month or two, in a few months, and to more countries, and we'll all be able to play around with those. Updates from YouTube says you can use it to maybe restore a photo, change background, replace a subject, remove distracting objects, and more. Nano Banana is here to help YouTube creators reimagine a single photo in countless ways. It could just simply be you've got an imperfect photo, there's something in the shot you want to post it to your posts, but you don't want that thing in the background to be in the background. So you can remove it. Maybe something that's doxing you. You can have Nano Banana just remove that so that you're not doxing yourself before you post the image. So it's a useful tool. Normally you would have to like maybe drop it in a Canva or something and edit it yourself manually, or use some of the tools in there to erase something or whatever, which you could do. You can still do that. Neil Mohan himself posted about it this week as well. His example is that he used it to create an image of the YouTube's 20th birthday balloons from more festive holidays. So he created an image from scratch. The next one, AI suggested clips and podcast tools. New AI tools in Studio Desktop help extract clips from long-form content. Now, this is the clips tool that we talked about a few months ago. I made a video about it where you can sort of basically create clips from, say, a live stream or some longer-form piece of content where it will show you the transcript. You can highlight the section that you want to clip out and then repost it as a brand new video on your channel. The tool, this new AI part of the tool, will analyze the transcript and suggest interesting segments, as a la Opus Clip and different tools like that. I know StreamYard have got something like that now for making clips after your streams, where it will actually give you some suggestions now, rather than just say, here's the transcript, you find the parts you want. If you don't know for sure, it's going to suggest you some stuff to be able to clip, so you can make clips. And remember, the interesting thing about this is when you're clipping, well, I don't know if it's changed because it does mention shorts here, but when we were clipping, when this tool first rolled out using this transcript only, you could only upload back to a horizontal video. You couldn't turn it into a short. But it sounds like you're going to maybe able to turn it into a short in the future, because they've mentioned shorts here. This is currently limited to videos within a podcast playlist for creators in the US and Canada. Yeah, okay. So this is the podcast tool that this is the podcast tool they talked about in Made on YouTube back in September. That's what this is. But it's based off the clipping tool that is already in Studio that I did a video on a few months ago. So this is what's going on. So if you're in the US and Canada and are actually got videos in a podcast playlist, then you'll be able to make clips. So if you're doing podcast video, then you can start clipping. And it sounds like it will not only suggest clips, but it will also output possibly as a short. So if you're in the US and Canada and you qualify, make sure to check it out and maybe bring some feedback on how it works, because I won't be able to fiddle with that because I don't have any video podcasts right now. Although I could turn this show into a podcast, but it's not really audio podcast worthy in my opinion. And I'm not in the US or Canada, so I can't test it. So yeah, that's the bigger issue there. Comment summaries. Now, we've talked about AI comment summaries, where it basically gives us as a creator the gist of what the sentiment is in your comment section. Say you got a banger video, there's a lot of comments, it's going to give you the sentiment. AI generated summaries display at the top of the comment sections in YouTube Studio mobile app. So this is rolling out in a greater way on the YouTube Studio mobile app. It will help creators quickly grasp the sentiment and main topics of discussion without reading every comment. Of course, you can still reply to go and treat comments as normal, reply as you should. But this is just going to give you like a bit of a feedback overview, so that you like okay, oh, there's a bit of a theme here. So I'm prepared for maybe that clapback from viewers because of something I said or whatever. The feature is on by default, but creators must tap Get Summary to generate the text. They can ignore the prompt if preferred. All right, I'm going to see if this is like rolled out yet. So we need to go to the comment sections on a video. Let's jump to my iPhone sharing screen, which I haven't tested. Oh, it's working. That's good. Okay, let's pick a video that maybe has some comments on it. not my recent stuff. I think I had a few comments on this one. Can I see? I would like to go to the comments section, please. No comments found. I know somebody comment on that because I saw one today. All right. Let me find a different video. I'm going to go to my hype video. It's got 11,000. It's got over 150 comments. We're not going to get any nonsense there. No comments found. Oh, maybe I got to click through first. Okay. What? I got to change the comment filter. No, that's not right. I want to see all the comments. Subscriber can't. No. Don't want to filter it. I just want to see all comments. Okay. Yeah, I don't have a summary. Yeah, it was my filters that was blocking it. Okay, it looks like it hasn't rolled out yet for me at least. Okay. That's all good. That's all good. We can deal. We can deal with that. All right, before we continue, we've got a couple more. That was the last one from the Creator Insider video. We're going to probably got a few more things to quickly touch on, but I'm going to jump back into the chat here. I switched my membership chat from ChatGPT to Gemini. Happy with the decision. Yeah. Like Gemini was not doing stuff for me today, but overall, I'm really enjoying Gemini. Apart from that, Beanie Draws is in the house. Has been here for a few minutes. I'm just backlogged in the 6 minutes behind in the chat, but that's okay. I will catch up. As another hilarious person sometimes says in Nick's stream, thanks for waiting for me, Doug. You can start the stream now. Indeed. However, it may be podcast quality to someone else. Yes, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. You might want to turn them all into podcasts, see if they like them. Just an idea. Yeah. You know, that is a good thought. I can put all the YouTube Creator News. Call it like I can make like YouTube Creator News 2025 edition and put all the news stories in the form of these live streams into a podcast playlist. Interesting. Yeah, I should try it. Thank you for encouraging me to do that. Red says, oh, someone's found the mystery one. It's Savage from vidIQ, aka Travis. Fun fact, I'm a mod on Travis's channel back from on his original channel before he started doing all the on-camera stuff for vidIQ. I've known Travis for years. Tech creator. Nano Banana better because I have more flexibility with the images I create. Yeah, I'm pretty much enjoying Nano Banana myself. I know ChatGPT just had an update on image generation this week, but I'm not going with a paid version. It's like, oh, I'm happy with my Gemini, with my extra storage, with all my bells and whistles, and they keep rolling out updates and new features and new abilities, and I'm pretty stoked. Oh, my innie is tickling inside of my ear. Have you ever had that happen? All right, let's hit some more. Now this is a bizarre one. This is bizarre and interesting. I saw that here and one other place. I think Matt Navarro talked about it here because I think he was quoting an article. YouTube is testing AI chatbots based on popular creators. Obviously, this is with the creators' permission, of course. YouTube is launching creator-style AI portraits. They call them portraits. It's a Google thing, Google Portraits, for interactive channel guidance. YouTube users can chat with bots mimicking creators' voices and expertise. So this is just like setting up a chat, like a chatbot AI avatar of yourself. Creators can't do this yet. This is something they're experimenting with. Access to this feature is limited to the US desktop users age 18 plus. This is interesting. That's an AI tool that's only on desktop. Most everything YouTube's doing now currently is on mobile in terms of AI. So this is interesting. The feature expands Google's June rollout of advice-focused portrait models. I didn't open up a tab on that one, did I? This is really interesting. This is like a it's like a setting up a gem on Gemini or a GPT, a personalized GPT that's based on you and your knowledge base. Now, your knowledge base, in essence, is your channel, all the videos on your channel. It ingests that and sort of takes that on board, so that if people ask questions about the content on your channel, like ask a question, or in this video you talk about this, can you tell me why you said that? Hopefully the bot is going to be, the AI is going to be accurate, and if you're giving accurate information based on your thing, now it's going to use your likeness and you'll be trained on your voice, but it's not going to be, I think it's going to be stylized a bit. The pictures I've seen, they look stylized, so you can tell it's a stylized picture. It doesn't look like it's them for real, like a normal photo, like looking at me now, this is me real. It's like if I take this, put it into Gemini, Nano Banana, and say, make a stylized version of this image, it'll look more like that. I'm interested to see where that goes. I don't know how that's going to go. I don't know how people are going to take that, but yeah, that's an interesting one. One other thing, YouTube is changing how the dislike button works on shorts. YouTube is testing merging dislike and not interested into one thumbs down button option for shorts. The button moves behind the 3-dot menu for a simplified shorts interface. So they're like trying to take some of the buttons off the main shorts feed down the side, because that can it's getting a bit hairy, a little bit blocks the quality of the view of the short that's trying to play. You've got all these buttons over top of it. YouTube says that they treat both feedback types similarly in practice. Test participants receive an optional survey to clarify why they downvoted content, which is interesting. So yes, sort of tucking the dislike button away a little bit, so that it's just not tapped without thought. It's been given thought that you go look for it and tap on it. Like it's there, you can still dislike. It's just not on the main screen right below the like button where it used to be. So that's interesting. We'll see how that experiment goes. That's an experiment. They're gathering data. And here's an interesting one. This week, they sort of rolled out what's called the Playables Builder Beta. So YouTube creators can develop games to show up in the Playables feed. So if you see, sometimes it's that shelf that's in your feed that says Playables, they're games you can play on your mobile phone. They also have them for desktop. You can see them on desktop as well. And often you go and click not interested and it disappears. Then you can actually go and start creating. So if you're in the US, Canada, UK, or Australia, you can play games from some of the creators mentioned in this. There's a few more. There's 3 mentioned here. There's a few more in the test where they've created a game. You can go and play it and test it out. You can also go and sign up to be allowed into the program, so that you can, if you want to, create your own game. So if you want to create your own, if you're a gamer and you want to create your own playable game that people can play on mobile, on the YouTube app, that's pretty cool. Not everybody's cup of tea. Not everybody's into playing games on YouTube. I'm not really interested in playing games on YouTube, but I think it's fascinating just from a technical perspective. What else we got here? The last one, a little bit of YouTube podcast statistics. Podcast viewing on TV hit 700 million hours in October. That's up from 400 million hours the same month last year. So they've gone up 300 million from the previous October. Podcasts are becoming a go-to for big screen late night viewing. YouTube is cementing its role as podcast's video hub. Now, the only platform that's competing with YouTube in the video podcast space is Spotify. right now. Spotify have video podcasts. You can go watch video podcasts there. And they have a monetization program. So if you are doing video podcasts on YouTube, there's nothing stopping you posting the same podcast in video form on Spotify and monetizing that. So that's something just to keep in mind. I thought I'd throw that little tidbit in the end. When I get full blown on podcasts, and I'm probably going to do that, definitely fire up a new revenue source, which is Spotify. Cool. All right, let's jump back to the main screen. That's all the story stuff I got for today. So if you want to ask a question about any of the stories from today, or you have another question, make sure to drop it in the chat, put a Q in front of it. We'll discuss it. I'm going to jump back into the chat right now and see what we got going on. Yeah, you're talking about Gemini, the new Pro feature, as opposed to faster thinking, is great for researching. Yeah, I've had thinking. I've been like putting on thinking for a while, and then I've had the upgrade today with the extra Pro, and yeah, and I'm starting to dabble with creating what they call gems on Gemini, which is like creating a GPT on ChatGPT. So I'm starting to work on that, like maybe creating a workflow that's built into a gem, and so I can load the gem and give it the information, and it will go through and do whatever the workflow is. Yeah, it's a bit of an odd one for me too. This is talking about those AI sort of chatbot things for the creators. What happens with the creator when the chatbot gives wrong info? Yeah, that is a concern. I think you do have some control. Like, I haven't looked into it in detail, but from my understanding, you do have some control as to what it sources for the information. Hopefully, your YouTube videos are correct. Now, it's concerned if it goes and finds, like, if you've got an older video where the information is out of date, that could be a concern. Which my question would be, maybe you don't leave that video public anymore if the information is out of date. Some people try and use that to send people to an updated video where the information is correct, but that doesn't always work. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Particularly when that video is already performing and people are already going to that video, they're going to continue to be sent to that video because it has history about it, and YouTube knows that video performs. So it takes a while. People have to come in. They have to actually see your note that says, "Hey, go check out the new." Whether you use corrections or use something else, you know, to see that it's it could be tricky. But yeah, I think you can add additional info as well as in the form of uploading documents that could be like your workflows or your knowledge base that your own knowledge base that you can build. But yeah, that is the big concern as to how accurate it will be. And talking about the dislikes on shorts, thumbs down and not interested are two very different things. Even if they poll me for more details, they probably won't ask the right questions. That's true. That's true. There's a lot of different reasons why people would dislike or say not interested for a video. Some people will treat it similarly. Some people treat it completely different. I agree. I have creators tell me, but ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, whatever, said that my thumbnail is great and I like that bot. And like that bot lied, LOL. There was an interesting post on Reddit that I was looking at this afternoon when I was, after I got back from my long drive. And the person was using a particular online, one of the popular tools. I can tell you which tool it was, but it recommended a bunch of stuff. It was an AI tool. It recommended a bunch of stuff, and they went and did it, and the video flopped. And when I asked it why the video flopped, they said because you basically, you know, they were somewhat offended by the AI bot that said it's not the bot's fault, it's their fault for not executing properly. And the bot's actually was, you know, even though that might not come across really well, it's technically correct. We can get all the ideas. It's just giving us ideation, but we have to actually follow through and execute on the video. We might flub the script. Like, even if the AI writes a script, we might not deliver it very well. Or maybe it's not. Maybe the fact that you picked that topic and got it to write a script on that topic or whatever maybe the topic selection was bad. Maybe the thumbnail, it works well in theory, so that I suggested it, but maybe it doesn't work with your audience. So, you know, did you test the thumbnail? Is it, you know, are you looking at different options? What works? Have you figured out what works with your audience? What doesn't work? Same with titles. Maybe you flubbed the hook, or maybe something happened when you recorded it. You missed the flow, or, you know, it got boring and people clicked away. There's a whole stack of reasons why a video flops, and you can learn from the flops because you get some data back. There are people watching it. Maybe not as many people as you hope for, but you can learn from the data and the analytics in the background. And AI isn't perfect. Back in the day, we used to say, people say, well, but this SEO tool said it was 100. It was 100 out of 100. But the video flopped as well, because just because you put those keywords in a video doesn't mean it's going to be a success. Your video might have really sucked in some way. So there's all these different reasons why these happen. But yeah, going back to the relying on the AI for everything, like, it's so easy to over rely, and to, like, you can build it to give you a lot of information, but you have to make the right decisions for that information. Do not let the AI make decisions for you. It can give you the data. It can break things down for you. It can give you suggestions, but the AI doesn't know your audience like you do. Even if it had full access to the back-end information, it doesn't understand the nuance that you get from the comment section. That you might understand that nuance. AI might read that the same comment section and not quite pick up on that nuance. It may do, it may not do. AI isn't perfect, so we should use it for productivity, but don't use it as a crutch and a fall guy, essentially, if the video fails. Like, we're all gonna have videos that fail. I put out videos and they flop many times. Every month I have videos that flop. My videos do okay. Some that sort of sit and they take off later. I've got to continually learn to improve. I've got to continually learn to evolve my video making. I can do that by repetition, but not repetition alone. But what can I learn from a video that maybe didn't do what it was supposed to do? Maybe I realize it after I've edited it that I shouldn't have done this part. I let it go too long. Maybe I should have cut a whole section out. You learn that by experience, experiential learning. You can't just nail it because AI said to do X, Y, Z. You gotta put in the reps and understand what you're doing. Understand the video process. Understand how you make videos. Understand how your audience is likely to react, which you learn over time. You don't learn it instantly. You don't get it at the first video. If you get it the first video, that's pure luck. Or you've had previous experience, so it's not really your first video. Anyway, let's move on. Let's hit these comments and questions. All the more reason to turn off all the live streams and podcasts. Yeah, absolutely. Netflix is jumping in the video podcasting now. There you go. My viewers are learning interests, so Gemini helps me create members material like flashcards. Oh yeah, that's powerful. That's powerful. I like that. That's productivity. It's like helping you. Maybe design isn't a strong point. They can help with that, or help to get things into succinct bullet point form, whatever it might be. Depends how you present your content. Netflix requires those creators that have exclusive deals with them to pull their videos off YouTube. Yeah, it's really weird. I think that is weird. Problem with Netflix, you end up exiting the app. Like, I don't have a Netflix subscription anymore. I got rid of it a while ago. I wasn't using it. My kids were using it a little bit. Like, we got rid of Netflix, we got rid of Disney. I have Amazon Prime because I have my Amazon Prime membership anyway, so it's included. So I don't use any of the streaming platforms. I don't have Paramount Plus. I don't have here in Australia. We have Binge and Stan, and which get some of the content from like Max and other places basically. Question: Can Ecamm go live on YouTube in vertical and horizontal? It's coming. We heard from our friend who was in the chat earlier, might still be lurking. Paul Dixon mentioned a few weeks ago that they are going to be announcing that soon. I don't know why there's a delay, because they were going to announce it like I think late November. It was before Black Friday and stuff and Thanksgiving. Yeah, so it's coming where you can do your dual. It's coming very soon. So I'm on the YouTube. I always stream with the beta because I like to get the new features first. So as soon as it's out, I'll have it, and I'll be definitely testing it here on the stream. I'm assuming they don't mean upload a new podcast to YouTube as soon as you sign a deal. Anything past is fine as long as there is a gap. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not up to speed on the whole Netflix thing. I often contradict itself. Absolutely. AI is actually amusing sometimes. To chat to won't replace a real person. However, no jokes. Beanie says, I like to argue with AI, and it goes, you are right to call me out. I'm sorry for getting it wrong. Yeah, I've done that. Have you heard of the Breakfast Club? It's one of the shows. I heard the movie, The Breakfast Club. Not familiar with the podcast. It often panders to you. It will very rarely say something is a bad idea, only if the idea is dangerous. Yeah. Yeah, and you could be like really sort of flat on camera just because of inexperience. Over time, if you look at like Nick Nimmin, his early videos compared with what he does now, his like personality is like through the roof compared to what was like. Mine's the same. Some would argue that I'm still a little bit flat. Well, I hope they help you to upload everything. Okay, this is then going back about Netflix. Yes, I'm just clicking on stuff now. Jar Scrapper's in the house. Welcome. All right, I need to keep it on the time. YouTube is hard. Yes. Math is hard. Houstonites. Yeah, I don't have a specific general sort of like the membership is Houstonati because it's just a take on Niminati. To be honest, we're hardly original here. So I think someone said it and we went with it. I go back and forth between Claude, Gemini, and ChatGPT, depending on what the task is. If I hit the free limit, yeah, like I'll use ChatGPT free, which is what I was using initially. But because I'm on paid Gemini, it's like, well, I'm paying for it. I'm getting my money's worth. I'm going to use it every minute that I need to use it. I will use it. What's the official name of your live stream community? Yeah, because the memberships is Houstonati Max, so that's technically the members. So, but I probably use it broadly as well. I don't have anything better. I could start stream and say, "What's up, Houstonati? What's going on?" I don't know. Something to think about. I'm open to suggestions. Beanie knows. Beanie's been around. It's all about experience and confidence. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I never hit the free limit on Gemini. Yeah, I've hit some limits with like VO, even with the paid, the VO video generation. You can only do like about 3 at a time, and then you've got to wait a few hours before you can do more. Whereas I think if you're on the free version, you're probably very limited. You're probably locked out for a lot longer. I'm not sure if the limit's free as 3 videos in short succession. So yeah, that's interesting. All right, interesting. See, I'm getting that notification that says that Nick will be going live. And I'm going to go and confirm his start time before we wrap things up here. And set up the redirect so you guys can sort of just hang in the chat and end up there. Let's have a look. Starting at 9 a.m. Eastern. So I haven't done a graphic for this today, but maybe I can just jump to this. Just two live streams to keep an eye out for today. Screen share. Let's get rid of that. If you look at the left, you've got coming up at 9 a.m. Eastern, you've got Nick Nimmin Live. Join Nick and D. You know the drill. Q&A, YouTube Q&A. Get your cool questions answered. Now, coming up at 1 p.m. Eastern today, the Opus Clip stream with Roberto Blake and Andrew Can will be back talking about growing fast on YouTube with Opus Clip and Agent Opus Motion Designer. So they're going to be talking about YouTube, Opus Clip, Agent Opus, all that goodness over there on that. That's it for today's scheduled streams. We know from the beginning of the stream that Chantel's still unwell, so I don't know if she'll be back on Monday. On Sunday night, so we'll see how it goes. Just keep your eyes peeled. You'll play it by ear. I know she did stream her Fiberific stream on her Fiberific channel on Thursday, so obviously getting a little bit of energy back. Early in the day, she might be fresher, be able to stream. So keep an eye out for that if that happens. Yeah, Brent confirms it's three videos per day. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's just about it. I think we're going to wrap things up just so we can set up reset for Nimmin Live. It's coming up in 17 minutes from now. VO3 and Canva can only do 5 a month, so I'm not surprised there's a limit inside Gemini for VO3. Yeah. It's pretty good though. It's only 8 seconds at a time of video, so it's good for making short clips, maybe some short B-roll. That can be useful. But if you're doing a lot of B-roll for one video, you hit your three video limit pretty quick. But I have used it in recent videos just to make some B-roll. So yeah, it's good to experiment with. I want to thank everyone for joining me today. We've rattled through the news, the last announcements. And remember, that's the last credit. That was from the last Creator Insider video for 2025. The next 2 weeks shouldn't have a video. So next week, there may not be a lot of YouTube news. So the format may change just for the next 2 weeks. We might go back to doing some creator breakfast rather than YouTube creator news for the festive season. So if I don't see you before Christmas, or talk to you online before Christmas, have a wonderful Christmas. But we'll certainly see you before the new year is out next Saturday. I should be streaming as normal. We'll probably just open up for Q&A and maybe even do some channel reviews. Who knows? So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, I will catch you later.